Tourism experts. Hi guys, welcome back to our talk show where we talk about tourism, travel. We throw more light about tourism marketing strategies that can be used and adopted in the different areas of your work, while also emphasizing some gaps that are usually left out or even forgotten by people in the tourism industry. My name is Lynette and I'm here chilling with
Alan.
talking about tourism travel. So join us today. We have a very interesting topic that we're going to look at and we would love to hear what you think about it.
Yeah. Now, did you know that you can travel to a country, see the landscapes, see the waterfalls, and experience it, but you never really feel the country if you've not sat down to share meals, to listen to stories, to get into the real rhythm of the people, of the communities. And that is where cultural tourism comes in the tourism sector. Today, people are not looking for only experiences. It is beyond ticking off boxes on your bucket list, but it is about what did you feel, whom did you meet, and now here we dive into cultural tourism. Lynette,
Yes.
tell us some of the cultural assets that we can use for cultural tourism.
As Uganda, this is a very strong hold that we have as culture. We're a melting point of so much culture diversity with over 56 tribes in Uganda. This gives a client a big, vast variety of activities and experiences they can take part in. You know, when you look at culture tourism, it's not only food, the culinary aspect. It's more than that. It's the dances, you know, the dressing, the ways of life, the social aspects, and even the language, you know. All these are aspects that can be merged and crafted together to provide an amazing experience for a traveler. Yes.
Now, Lynette, I want you to take us Pola. You've kind of driven us so fast. When you talk about food, culinary tourism in Uganda, how do you package it as an experience? I want someone to know that, okay, if you're selling food, let's say Luwombo now at Uganda.
Yes.
If you're selling Luwombo, because currently, you know, the history and the glory that comes with Luwombo.
Yes.
You know, it is given to the in-laws, the bakos, when they come for their brides. It was a royal meal.
Yes.
Now it is one meal that we are selling out to what? To the tourists. Matoke, the steamed matoke. But how do we package it as a full experience? Not just to eat and feed your taste, but feed your soul, feed your emotions and everything.
Yes. So the best way to package is to bring all the cooperative components together. Where when you look at the culinary aspect, you're not only selling food, you're selling the experience of making the food. But then also, I think most importantly, you're selling the story behind how the food is made and why it was made that way. You know, in Buganda, when you, let's get that example of Luwombo, the way it was made, even the banana fiber that they use to make Luwombo, there's a process they go through all the way from picking it from the tree.
Yes.
You know,
from the garden.
From the garden, there's a particular type of banana leaf that is picked for Luwombo, and there's a way they smoke it slightly, not to burn it, but to make it soft enough so it can be able to harbor liquid. You know, that's a whole story. How did they do it? Which particular person in a family was in charge of?
About that, I love the experience at Iwafe Culture Village, and the way the Senga translates how Luwombo is prepared, but also translating it to the marriage life.
Yeah,
like how
the
you
hidden meanings.
Hidden meanings. How you package the Luwombo, keep it warm. How a woman is supposed to keep herself in marriage. You know, that whole bit, the story.
Yes.
The whole experience so touching.
That's very true. That's very true. And these are some of the intangible benefits or services or aspects that culture has. You know, intangible value that you attach. When you tell someone, let's go, I'll show you how to make Luwombo, you know, but the story around which someone can't touch that, you know, they gave me this story, it's in my pocket. It's how you make them feel. the association of preparation of luombo to marriage, to character.
Yeah.
You know, because luombo is made with so much precision and structure and skill, you can't do it rushing. If you do it in a wrong way, you can easily tear the banana leaf. So even the way they bring it together to wrap it, they show the need for organization, the need for structure, the need for following steps, because there are steps taken in the preparation of this luombo.
Yeah.
So the additional hidden meanings associated, but then also the values instilled in the person while making this traditional food creates a whole phenomenal experience that a client goes back home knowing that we took part in a food preparation process, but the hidden meaning was the need for structure, the need for preparation, the need for paying attention to detail. Because if you're making a luombo and you put in a chicken bone which has a sharp edge, it can easily tear through. So you have to pay attention to every small detail. You know, those are,
because now you see like the luombo. Okay, we are so much dwelling on luombo just as an example, but when you look at the luombo, but even other foods like ishabwe, malewa, just one meal can introduce you to a whole community. Because now if you see luombo is introducing you to Buganda. We are taking you through the royal family, how they used to serve it. We are taking you to the common man, the common person, how they use it. We are taking you through now the bride picking ceremonies, introduction ceremonies. Like, it is just a meal that is introducing you to a whole community.
Yeah, it can also
you're feeling part of these people, because that is what people are looking for now. They don't just want to come, I saw the luombo, I saw how they're preparing it. But remember, even when you're preparing this or you're telling this person this story, I'm assuming you even show her, after showing her, you steam like this, you tell her to try.
Yes.
Can you try it? And this person feels attached. That even when they go back to maybe Asia, Europe, they say, yeah, I was in Uganda and I experienced the Buganda culture.
Yes.
I made a luombo, I steamed the banana leaf, I prepared the chicken sauce,
Yes.
That is the attachment that travelers are looking for right now.
Yes, and when you even go to the West now, where we have the cows, the Ankole cows, the experiences where they take you to the herds, to the kraals, and you do milking.
Oh, I loved that experience at Emborara Farm, my friend. You know, there is always the breast is so soft, and then it looks so easy, so simple. But my friend, if they tell you to milk it, to pull that milk out of that breast. And then when you see someone saying that we are selling milk, okay, now in Uganda, because we have plenty of it, when you're just buying this local milk, a liter, half liter of milk is it 1,000 Uganda shillings?
Roughly $50.
That is $50. Actually, even
a few
lower
cents,
a few cents. But you see that just because for us we are so used to it, we don't see the value that is in this. But if we tell you the story into milk production, but also the other milk or dairy products.
Yeah, the cheese,
the ghee, but also the story. Because now, like in Ankole Kato, when they're telling you about the Ankole Kato, you see, they tell you how it was the men who used to go to the herds to graze these animals, and the pride. The story that they told us, that these Ankole men are proud. They are naturally proud, even till now, just because even the way they could stand with their pencons, with leaning against it with one arm or one like touching their chin to look across their heads. Maybe someone has over 100 cows. That is where the pride used to come from. Someone says, I have all this wealth. So it was the men to go out to graze, to keep the cattle, and then women used to stay at home just to take care of the milk, do the milk products like ghee. A girl's role, actually, it was to stay entirely, an unmarried girl was to stay entirely in the house and covered. You get?
Wow.
This girl used, you see, because when they're demonstrating this practice, the girl is covered, and you ask, why is she covered? Because she's not married and they're protecting this beauty. So for her, she used to stay inside the house with the mom, just to smoke the ghee, to smoke the milk until it becomes ghee, to smoke it into powdered milk for preservation. But you see, all these are beautiful stories that people are supposed to encounter and experience when they come for culture experiences in the country.
And Alan, just away from the food, and we have spent a lot of time talking about food. Culture is not even only about food. You know, there is the culture dances,
performance,
you know, and the culture dances and are not just one. So every tribe has a culture dance, but every culture dance is structured in a different way. There's a culture dance for like relationships, for marriage ceremonies. There are culture dances for celebrations, for the harvest. Whenever people went to the garden and during the harvesting season, there was a type of dance they used to perform. You know, so because culture is so broad, I'm going to try and keep us in sync with the time that we have. Alan, I want us to look about the growing misconception of having culture authenticity and culture commercialization.
And now, Lynette, about authenticity, going back to realities, in Uganda or Africa, there is a culture that we are taught that when visitors come in, we are supposed to give them the best.
Yes.
So you find that even when someone comes for a homestay, the days that they're going to be around, we are not going to really stay in the same way that we've been staying. But the beauty is, it is close to authenticity. You get, because now, for example, if you go to parts where traditional performances have been commercialized in different culture centers, yes, they are staged, but they are really driving you to the real authentic experience. Now, for example, if you find a culture troupe that is performing the Karamoja traditional marriage dance, you're really driven to Karamoja, how a girl is supposed to be chased by different boys, and the one who gets her first is the one who marries. You see all these. Okay, I think we can merge commercialization and close to authenticity, because real authenticity can be hard to find. But close to authenticity, and then we are able to earn from this. First of all, yes, we are preserving culture, but again, we are also earning something from the cultures that we are so much preserving and promoting our country's tourism.
Yes, I also think it's important for people who are listening to us to appreciate that as we are pushing domestic tourism, we are also pushing. So as we're pushing culture tourism, we're also pushing culture preservation at the same time, you know, and culture pride, whereby whenever we have these culture centers, even if it's not necessarily authentic, there are people who are in Kampala who are away from the cultural areas who are getting a chance to see how their culture behaves, who maybe were not even aware. So this creates preservation of cultures, because there was a study which came out and it showed that every 5 minutes a language gets extinct.
True.
You know, so languages all native languages are getting extinct.
And now, just to cut you a little short. Not now. This one is not even research. It was experienced when we had about a 7-week trip in northern Uganda, the Karamoja region. We know Karamoja, but Karamajongs, they have a set of tribes under Karamajongs.
Yes.
But you find that most of the languages we are getting lost within the intermarriages. You find that the Tepeth is intermarried with the GA, and now the language is interconnected. Now the real GA is getting lost, and the Tepeth is getting lost. They are speaking a language that is not understood.
I didn't even know there was a language called Tepeth.
Yeah, we have the Tepeths. Yeah, Tepeths. We have GAs. We have Pokosas. Is it Pokosa or I don't even. Toposas. There are so many tribes in there. I'm not even.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking the Ik.
And the Ik, so many tribes. I'm forgetting the names really, but about 12 of them under the Karamajongs, and some of them even cross to South Sudan. Others,
Kenya,
Toposas cross to South Sudan, I think. The Tepeth, they also cross to Kenya. So there are different tribes there, but the language is really getting lost in there in Karamoja. Now we are just giving an example for that, but now how many other languages? Even right now, can you speak Luganda consistently without adding in an English language?
I'm telling you.
So that means time is going to come when there is a language. Now they're calling it slangs. Is it?
Yes, yeah.
But when you have these traditional performances, culture,
they preserve.
You preserve this, because now some words you're able to get to know them. Maybe when you visit, like maybe a kingdom, when you visit Buganda kingdom, you get to learn some words. When you visit Ankole, you get to learn some words. But if not that, I think our culture could totally get extinct.
Yeah. And that's one of the benefits that tourism really has to offer. And the pride aspect is, you see, when us as Ugandans see someone coming from another country to experience our culture, when they come here and they are maybe eating our luombo, dressed in our gomesi, you know, wanting to learn our language or even our poems, our poetry. In Uganda, we call them ebitontome. Before, people used to do ebitontome so much, but right now there are 4 or 5 people who are doing poems in Uganda, you know, and they are not, and because of tourism, some of them are now really getting some popularity, you know. And we believe with tourism, we can be able to preserve our culture. Otherwise, when you tell a young person, kola ebitontome, I mean, okay, in the comment section, tell us, have you ever heard the chitontome? Do you even know what it means? You know, because it's a poem, a Luganda poem. Who is your best Luganda poet? Tell us in the comment section, you know, because those are some of the ways we're preserving our cultures, our languages.
But net also, culture tourism has also given a rise to community tourism.
Yes.
And
yes.
I know for sure that communities are really benefiting from
tourism. Yes, economically.
Because when you look at, if you promote community tourism, there is job creation.
Yes.
Infrastructure development. Yes. Investments are coming in.
The lives are totally flipped.
The lives are totally
Children are going to school, people are fed, healthcare, women are empowered, because majority of the women actually who are earning in community tourism are women.
Yeah.
You know, the ones who do the culture dances, the crafts, and all those things. Yes.
So I think culture tourism is some aspect that we need to closely look at,
yes,
as Ugandans interested in developing and growing our tourism sector.
Yes, and it's still a low-hanging fruit because it has not been fully exploited. I mean, there is this particular culture site in the east which just came up, and the owner tells me she's always fully booked, and it just came up. So culture, remember, culture is selling an invisible product, which means as long as you are good at marketing and packaging, you can make a lot of money from this sector, you know. So for people who want to invest in tourism and you don't have so much money, just work on marketing and packaging. The culture is there, you know, and it has no monopoly that, oh, Buganda is mine, someone else can't sell it or market it, as long as you do proper packaging and marketing.
But even just, okay, as we wind up, even just Buganda alone.
Yes.
Buganda alone is big.
Yes.
Because you can choose maybe for you to specialize on backlot.
You can choose to specialize on
maybe Echoto, campfires, talking about the history. You can choose to
and the stories around the Echoto and what.
You can specialize maybe on city trips, like going to Kasubi Tombs, the
culture sites.
Culture sites. You can specialize, let's say, to storytelling. For you just have like maybe a podcast or YouTube channel.
You talk about stories of different tribes. That's one I would love to listen to.
You know, so there is a lot.
You can specialize in the crafts, the art crafts of the different tribes.
You know,
you can even specialize in the dances of the different tribes. You know, the culinary aspect. You open up a restaurant where people either do a food experience and just eat local foods from around the country. Wow.
So there is a lot that you can really look at in the culture segment, culture tourism. But now, as we are winding up, Lineage,
yes,
let us ask our viewers. Okay, for me, I have one question. I'm very sure I also have one that is spanning you. Mine, what is the most or the best culture experience that you've ever had? Please tell us, share with us and other thousands of viewers that are viewing this show with you, so that we can also maybe experience it sometime.
Okay, and my question for the viewers, I would like to know, what's that one tourism experience you feel every tourist should engage in, you know, when they come to Uganda for their African safaris? Which is that one product that you feel every tourist should surely engage in when they come to Africa? That is a culture tourism product. Yes. Otherwise, follow me on all my social media platforms. My name is Nakamanya Lynette. on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and let's share everything about tourism. And also, if you want consultancy services in the tourism spaces, there's a consultancy firm called
Uncovered Travel,
where you can get all your specialized needs for marketing, for demographic identification, whether you're a tour company, a tour lodge, a hotel,
product development, product presentation, digital marketing strategies, anything that you need to make sales and strive in the tourism sector.
Yes.
That is your go-to-go company. Well, also follow me on Irene Alena Misango on my personal social medias, everywhere: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I go as Irene Alena Misango. But please, if you've also not subscribed to our channel, please tap that button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so that you're able to be informed every time we have a new episode. We shall be taking you through everything you need to know about
tourism and travel in Uganda and Africa at large.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye-bye.